Star Wars fans, Lego fans, welcome to this Friday edition of Lobricks. This is the spot normally held for my assistant. My assistant will be chiming in today briefly to help me out with this, but this episode is a Mandalorian review. We're going to review Season 2, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian, but you don't want to hear me review it. I'll give you my initial thoughts on it, but we're actually going to have the minifigures that were in the episode review it for us. So I'm going to interview them, ask them what they thought of the episode, and we'll see how this goes. Probably not going to be great, but we'll see. But before we get started, make sure you please like the video, hit the bell for notifications, and also make sure you hit subscribe, send Lobricks some love, and as always, we love comments and feedbacks around this episode. So with that, let's get to it. Let's interview some minifigures about Season 2, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian, which is titled The Marshal. That was the first time we ever had to do that. A spoiler alert. Yes, that is right. Before we go any further, I wanted to warn everyone, we will be talking about Episode 1 of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and we're going to be talking about the whole episode. So after this point, we will be talking about spoilers. So be ready. We are moving into spoiler territory right now. So this episode was really exciting, particularly because we are building a Tatooine diorama. That's what we normally do on Wednesdays on this show, on an old barf-ridden ping pong table. We're building a Lego Tatooine. So I've been waiting a long time for more Tatooine on The Mandalorian so we could add it to the board. And we are going to do that in coming weeks. But first of all, I want to make a modification to the board as it stands right now, because The Mandalorian now likes droids. So let's change things up a little bit over in Mos Eisley with the Razor Crest and let a droid work on his ship.
So he likes droids now. Well, you heard him. Give it a once-over.
All right, so here is the modified scene on our Tatooine mock. The droid's actually working on the Razor Crest, and the one droid having a little trouble with the hose there, getting stuck in his chest. Should be on his face, but I couldn't get it stuck there. So here is the modified scene. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the episode itself. I'm going to just give you my brief kind of feelings about it. Then I'm going to interview some of the minifigures from the characters from this episode. So I thought it was fantastic. Obviously I love Tatooine, so that the Mandalorian goes to Tatooine, the open fighting scene in the fighting pits, and how he hung the Cyclops out to dry. Thought that was all great. But we saw Boba Fett's armor, and it was worn by no less than Cobb Vance. Those from the comics that follow the comics, and we know Dave Filoni loves to mine from the comics. That was a really, really cool moment. Cobb Vance got the Boba Fett's armor from the Jawas. Obviously, the Mandalorian wasn't going to allow that to happen. But then the Krayt dragon comes to town and eats a bantha. And so they have to partner up to destroy the Krayt dragon. But better yet, they actually join up with the Tusken Raiders. There's a lot of weird Tusken Raider dialogue, but I thought it was all very cool. And then in the end, of course, they join forces, defeat the Krayt dragon, and the Marshal of the town, Cobb Vance, and the Mandalorian part ways. And I thought he was actually going to let Cobb keep the armor, but I guess it belongs in the hands of the Mandalorians. But now Mandalorian has taken Boba Fett's armor. So we'll see where that leads us. And then at the very end, which we were teased a little bit about Boba Fett or somebody with wearing spurs last season, but they showed Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett. I mean, I couldn't be happier with this episode. I thought it was great. But enough hearing from me. Let's talk to the minifigures. Let's see what they think about this. So we got to start with the Mandalorian. Got to start with him first of all. So Mandalorian, what'd you think of the episode? Give me your impressions. How did you think your character was handled? You can speak anytime now. Go ahead. So what'd you think? Yeah, I know your character is the strong silent type, but maybe you can say anything. Did you like the episode? What'd you think? Anytime now. Okay, that's not helpful at all. Great. Okay, well, you know what? Let's move on to Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda, I'm sure he's got some really good things to say. So, Baby Yoda, let's bring up Baby Yoda's minifigure and see how he liked the episode. So, Baby Yoda, how did you like tonight's episode? Yeah, I can't understand. That's baby talk. Assistant, can you help here? Can you translate Baby Yoda for me?
Yeah, sure. Let me just plug it into Google Translate.
Oh, okay, great. Now I can understand you now, Baby Yoda. So so you didn't like the violence? Yeah. Wow. That was a lot more than we got from Mandalorian. So was there anything you liked about the episode? Was there something, did you find some redeeming qualities about it? I see. That was actually pretty violent too. But anyways, why don't we move on to, whoa, okay. Hey guys, it's a Tusken Raider. He wants to chime in here. I did think that was a little unfair. I did notice how more Tusken Raiders got blasted by Krayt Dragon Acid than the villagers. Yeah, I agree with you. The Marshal. Yeah, I saw that. He didn't drink your drink there. It was Bantha pee, eh? Oh, that's great. Hey! Yeah! Hey, it's the brand new character from Mandalorian, Cobb Vance, and he's got something in response to the Tusken Raiders here. Well, Marshal, I'm so glad you could join us. Glad you could come here. I did have a question, though. You do know where that armor came from, right? You do know that that's Boba Fett's armor? Okay, guess you didn't know that. All right. I know you found it off the Jawas, but that armor actually belonged to the bounty hunter and notorious bounty hunter, Boba Fett, who may or may not have been a Mandalorian. Okay, great. Well, that's great, Cobb Vance, but I wonder what Boba Fett would think about that. Oh, there he is. Boba Fett. So did you hear the question, Boba Fett? What did you think about Cobb Vance stealing your armor?
No good to me, dead.
Oh, well, yeah, I get that armor isn't good to somebody, but that's dead. But you actually show up. You're alive. You showed up at the end of the episode. I mean, unless that was Captain Rex or somebody. I mean, I assumed that was you, Boba Fett.
No good to me, dead.
Yeah, great. Okay, that's apparently all you're going to say on that. So why don't we kind of get back to the Mandalorian because this isn't exactly going as I thought it would. So, Mandalorian, any last words on the show? Just you get the final say here. We heard from Cobb Vance, we heard from Baby Yoda, we also heard from Boba Fett. So this is your show. It's called The Mandalorian. So any last words?
Googly moogly.
Oh, a good deal. I'm assuming you meant when the deal you made with the town for killing the Krayt Dragon, or maybe when the Jawas, traded the armor for those crystals. What can you be more specific? What deal are you talking about?
Googly moogly.
Oh, okay, we're not gonna get an answer. Well, that's it for this mini review, this minifigure review of this episode. Didn't exactly go as planned, but maybe we'll try it again next week. But thanks to the minifigures for taking the time out of their busy schedule to talk with us again. Have a look at our regular scheduled episode on Wednesday. This week, we are literally putting 30 minifigures on the board. So make sure you join us this Wednesday. Again, please like this video. Please subscribe. Love The Mandalorian. Can't wait to see you next week. And we will see you guys all next time. Bye. What about you, Krayt Dragon? Do you have anything to say? No? Nothing? Oh, that's right. You're dead.